What is up, super freaky girls? This is Mary Ryan Brown here with episode 4 of Superfreak, the podcast. Just to remind you, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a writer, I'm a comedian, I'm chasing the dream, even though I'm terrified, and I've started this podcast, and now I am a servant to weekly content. That's for sure. Let's get started with some show dates. So, surprise, just got word that I will be opening for the fabulous comedian, late night veteran, and sitcom star Steve Byrne. I can't even believe I'm saying that. I'm so excited to be on a show with him. I will be opening for Steve Byrne at the Fat Cat in Hattiesburg, Mississippi this Friday, June 21st at 8 p.m. I'll put the ticket link in the show notes. This show is produced by Laugh Life Comedy. They've put on some great shows here in Hattiesburg and really just all throughout the Gulf South. And I am so excited to be part of that show. So that's this Friday. And then next Friday, June 28th at Brewski's, Hub City Comedy is putting on its anniversary show. 12 great comics on the lineup. I'll be there. We'll cut up. We'll be mentally ill together, and we'll all perform our best material from the year. This show was incredible last year. It was packed out, so get your tickets. It's always a celebration, and I'm really excited to be part of that show. And then finally, if I haven't talked your ear off about it enough, I am going to New York. I'm terrified. I am so scared, but I am doing it anyway, and I'm just going to be a little country mouse who comes up to the city and squeaks a little bit and then scurries back home, okay? So I'm performing July 19th, that's a Friday, at Don't Tell Mama, that's a cabaret bar in Manhattan. I'll be performing at 7 p.m., and then July 20th, that's a Saturday, I'll be performing at 4 p.m. at Caveat. And then, if you can't make either of those shows, I'll also be performing at QED Astoria at 11 p.m. I'll be doing a little guest spot on their show called Last Stop Laughs. This New York trip is where I am debuting in its entirety my new sort of 1 hour, I don't know what else to call it except a one-woman show, and that is my show, Gifted and Damaged. Gifted and Damaged is kind of a culmination of everything I've done in stand-up up to this point. It's an examination of what it means to grow up as a quote-unquote gifted child and then experience extreme burnout and performance anxiety. Okay, so if you can relate to any of that, if you were in the gifted program when you were in school and now you're a barista or a yoga teacher, or the manager of an enterprise rental car, and you're wondering why nobody has given you the damn Nobel yet, maybe you can relate. Maybe you can relate to a show like Gifted and Damaged. All right, y'all, let's get this show started. What is up, y'all? My name is Mary Ryan Brown. I am a writer, a comedian, a wife, and a mother, and this is my podcast, Superfreak. I named this podcast after the Rick James song Superfreak and after my very favorite movie, Little Miss Sunshine. Go watch the last scene in Little Miss Sunshine. It's all about performing from the heart and letting your freak flag fly, which is exactly what I'm always trying to do in my writing, in my comedy. On this podcast, we'll have guest segments from comics, writers, and artists that I admire, as well as just interviews with people from my life that have made me who I am. I'm looking forward to seeing this podcast evolve. I'm looking forward to connecting with and growing an audience and hopefully a community here. And I can't wait for you to get freaky with me. Will I ever get a chance to spread my wings and fly? Real quick and easy show for y'all this week. I did record an episode in Santa Fe with my husband. It will never see the light of day. You understand? It will never see the light of day. I know I promised you, all three of you, that I would record a special Santa Fe episode with my husband. The audio and video were lacking. And beyond that, we looked like two cheese dicks trying to talk about our vacation to you. There's no way. And I thought this has potential. Anytime you invite your husband onto your podcast, it has the potential to be a little Matt and Abby. You know what I'm talking about? Matt and Abby. Matt and Abby are a married couple with 2 children. I think they're both influencers in their own right. Matt wants to start a music career. How dare he have a dream? That's kind of my thing. A parent with a dream. But yeah, they're this married couple. They get on their podcast and they say super red flag things to each other. Like I think Matt told Abby on the air, and they produced this. They released the episode into the world. I think Matt told Abby that like it's not the same being with her after she's had a baby. I think he told her he wasn't initially attracted to her. They had this whole debacle about we're not going to celebrate Father's Day. We're boycotting Father's Day because Father's Day and the husband's birthday were the same day, and he felt he was being cheated out of the proper amount of celebration. And Andrew could never embarrass me that badly. However, I don't think we are cut out for couples podcasting. I think we looked like we were botching a sale of Girl Scout cookies. We were fumbling the bag big time. So I will be solo podcasting and then inviting other comics and artists on as guests. But I don't think my husband wants the spotlight like that. And aren't we glad? Aren't we glad he doesn't want the spotlight? Because I'd fight him for it. 100%. I'd fight him for it. Performers who date and marry other performers, how do you do it? How do you do it? Because I got to be honest with you, I need to be the emotional and artistic heavyweight in the relationship. And if I'm not, that's going to be everybody else's problem. You understand? So anyway, we just got back from Santa Fe. I'll tell you a little bit about it while running the risk of sounding like a wannabe influencer. But it was... I see why they call New Mexico the land of enchantment. It was extremely enchanting. Just moments of synchronicity and happy coincidences, happy mistakes. I mean, the whole time it felt we were being just carried by the wind wherever we needed to go. And that sounds like I took peyote or something. I did not. This is my first vacation in a long time, completely sober, and I've never had more fun. I've never felt more transported and like transformed by a locale. And maybe that's just how white people feel when they visit land that was originally and still occupied by natives. Maybe I'm just a problem. I don't know. But Santa Fe was incredible. We went for a wedding. The couple who got married, the most lovely people. These are people that just marched to the beat of their own drum. Like the groom wore this pistachio green suit with embroidery all over it. Gorgeous. The bride, don't even get me started. She was so beautiful inside and out. And I didn't really know these people prior to this trip. These are my husband's friends. The bride, so beautiful inside and out. They wrote their own vows. I was reduced to tears. I wish I had stayed on my antidepressants so that my makeup could have kept longer at the ceremony. It was so beautiful. They walked down the aisle to like Sturgill Simpson. They exchanged these beautiful personalized vows, and then it was just the like smallest, most intimate reception. And I hate the word intimate, but that's what it was, damn it. It was beautiful. The food was good. The people were good. It was a really small destination wedding. I think there were like 40 or 50 people there. Just stunning. And while I was in Santa Fe, I keep holding this coffee like I'm going to drink it. But yapping is so much more important to me that the coffee's been reduced to a prop. But Santa Fe was so wonderful and beautiful. And the first night we got there, we met up with the bride and the groom and some of their friends, and they wanted to go to a brewery. The word brewery. It reminds me of in 30 Rock when Jenna Maroney does the movie The Rural Juror, and no one knows what she's talking about, The Rural Juror, but it's the rural juror. The word brewery is by default humiliating to say, right? It makes you sound like you've got a bunch of sunflower seeds in your mouth and not a whole lot of teeth. Brewery. Anyway, they wanted to go to a brewery. Ew. I don't like breweries, but they're the bride and groom. So we go to the one brewery that's open past 9 p.m. in Santa Fe, because Santa Fe is a very sleepy town. That is something we learned very quickly. We walk into this brewery. The groom turns around and he says, Mary Ryan, they're having an open mic comedy right now. And I'm like, oh, finally. It's about me again. It's about me again. I'm sick in the head, you understand? I didn't plan this. I really didn't. I wish I had. But I had reached out to some people in Santa Fe, had not heard anything back because I got ghosted, which happens very often. So I wasn't going to try to perform while I was out there. And then this opportunity sort of landed in my lap, and I said, dang it, I am about to make this about me. And I did. It was Wayward Comedy. That's the name of the group. They were really, really kind. They let me get on the show. It was fun. I had a heckler, so that was fun. I got to kind of mess with him. And that was the first night of our trip, getting to perform surprise stand-up comedy. How great was that? Also, had I bombed, I would have bought an early plane ticket home, because let me explain the situation here. I've never met any of the people that we're with. I think I've met the groom one time outside of this trip. So these are all new people to me. My sweet husband has been gassing me up all night saying, my wife's a stand-up comedian. My wife's a stand-up comedian. And, you know, that's all great, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to New York next month. You know, I'm low-key humble bragging, gassing myself up as well. And then we stumble into this brewery, and all of a sudden I have to prove it on the spot. So had that not gone well, I would have been flying Spirit back to Mississippi. Speaking of coming back to Mississippi, is there anything better? It doesn't matter how good your vacation was. Is there anything better than coming back to your own home after a week of vacation? Not only coming back to my own home, but coming back to my kid. We were away for technically 5 nights because she stayed at my mom's the night before we left as well, because we had to leave really early in the morning. So I was away from her for 5 nights, and not that this is the, you know, maternal love and suffering Olympics, but it was extremely hard to be away from her. And when I got to see her again, and she like ran up to the door at my in-laws' house and gave me a hug, and she said, I love you, I love you, I love you. Can I sleep in your bed tonight? I promise I will be very quiet. I was like, yeah, girl, we're about to snuggle for an extended period of time. But I love how she does this thing with her hand. I call it the lawyer hand. She does it a lot, where like Andrew and I will be talking at the dinner table, and she'll go, I'm talking. No idea where she got that. But yeah, seeing her again. We spent the whole day together yesterday. We bought her a Lego set. She wanted a toy from Santa Fe. We figured she wasn't going to enjoy an authentic beaded alpaca or whatever. So we got her an Elsa Lego set at the Dallas airport. And we built Legos together yesterday. And I've never built a Lego set because I didn't realize I was neurodivergent until later in life. I love building Legos. Am I a Lego adult now? Following the instructions, it's so easy, and the way the pieces all fit together and the way you can like kind of press the pieces into your fingers and get a little biofeedback that way. Beautiful. I think I want to build more Legos. I think this might be like a new level of sobriety that I've reached. I don't know, it's kind of sad, but I do want to build more Legos with Meadow, of course. But it's been nice being home with her. It's actually been nice coming home and like taking care of the house. I know I sound like a brainwashed trad wife, and maybe I am. So what if I am? If you're really a feminist, you would let me be a trad wife, wouldn't you? Don't save me. Don't save me. I like scrubbing my sink. Damn it. I needed that coffee. It's a good call. But yeah, it's nice being home with her. That being said, I'm actually going to Nashville later this week for a little work project. More on that later. But I'm getting to collaborate with somebody really cool that kind of has a similar story to mine. So I'm excited about what we're going to do creatively together. I think it'll be fun. I haven't been to Nashville in like 10 years. I think I went to Nashville for New Year's Eve one year when I was in college. Needless to say, that was a blur. That was a blur. I remember a lot of champagne was involved. And personally, I think champagne is like the Delta 8 of liquors. I think champagne can be fine for some people. Oh, a little champagne toast. A little champagne toast for Anna Kate and John Luke. That's nice for you. Doesn't do anything for you, does it? Champagne for me is like a gas station. Like a gas station enhancement pill, if you know what I mean. Like it could do nothing, or it could transform you from the inside out. I've always learned that the high sugar content, I think the bubbles went in and killed some brain cells for me last time I was in Nashville. And then I just remember taking like the craziest nap, just the most aggressive nap. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Where you lie back and you feel like you're sinking and there's nothing you can do about it. So that was my last experience in Nashville. I think and hope and pray that this experience will be very different. Let's talk about our sponsors for today's show. So, as always, Superfreak is sponsored by Simply Chic by Fatish. That's Simply Chic by Fatish. This is my favorite store. It's owned and operated by my favorite person, Angie, and she is the person who taught me how to dress. Any of my performance outfits that you see, they're from Simply Chic. Anything that I'm wearing out in the world that isn't leggings and an XL t-shirt and a scrunchie, that's Simply Chic, and I'm very thankful for that. I love Simply Chic. You've got to shop there. It's not even about the clothes. It's about the way Angie can put together some great outfits for you, for your body type. I know that Angie's been styling some people recently who have all had babies within the past couple years, and they're back in their pre-baby clothes. Only problem is their pre-baby clothes are skinny jeans. Don't get caught in skinny jeans. Don't get caught in skinny jeans. They're not doing that anymore. You understand? So what Angie's done is she's worked with these moms who've just had babies, and she's helped them dress for what people are wearing right now. dress for their own personal sense of style and also dress for their body types, which is really helpful. Like I said, I wasn't wearing the right size of jeans before I met Angie. I was just wearing what felt comfortable to me, but not what my booty needed to shine. And now I would say the booty is shining. I stand by that. Other sponsor for today's show is Energy Bits. Energy Bits is an algae supplement. Algae is the most nutrient-dense food in the world. Energy Bits cold presses their algae. It's cold pressed. That should mean something to you coffee connoisseurs and label snobs. It's cold pressed, which retains all of the nutrients. I take Energy Bits every morning. I just took some, and I love them. They seem to help my immunity, and my hair, and my nails, and my skin. They curb my cravings, and I love them. So use code MaryRyan for 20% off of Energy Bits at energybits.com. Also, coupon code for Simply Chic. This is all in the show notes, but use code MaryRyan at simplychic.boutique. That's simplychic.boutique for 15% off of new arrivals. You can go in the store if you're local to Hattiesburg. You can shop online. You can contact Angie on Instagram, and she will help style you. So big thank you to our sponsors. Also, if you are out there and you're driving your Rivian truck listening to Superfreak with Mary Ryan Brown, and you think, gosh, I want to sponsor her podcast. This lady seems mentally ill, and I would like to co-sign that. Let me know. Send me an email at mrbrownComedy@gmail.com. Also, while we were in Santa Fe, my husband said that I should start an advice segment on my podcast. Couldn't agree more. My opinion is valuable. It's valuable. So if you have any questions for me and you want me to answer them anonymously, which I will, email me at mrbrownComedy@gmail.com, or just fill out the inquiry form at the bottom of the home page of my website. I would love to answer your questions on air. Nothing would make me happier than that. All right, y'all. I've got some great guests coming up in the future. Actually, it's my podcast. I guess I can technically do whatever I want. But I don't want to speak on things before they're finished. But I've got some great guests coming up throughout the summer. So stay tuned. I think you're going to be hearing from some people that surprise you and from some people that will inspire you. So keep listening, keep trucking along. Thank y'all so much, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, super freaky girls.